It's time for another episode of Left Hand Poetry. I'm your host and poet, Rob Murray. This week's episode, if you are listening as they come out, is a little late. And I'd like to say that's because I found the poem I chose for this week to be a little lacking in completion, but frankly, it's just because I got busy and wasn't able to get the recording done in time. So here it is on a Friday afternoon, again, if you're listening to this as it comes out. But the good news is I have a poem for you, and I've added some. So not only is this a poem in a book that you can purchase right now, but it's also a poem with some new stuff that you won't find anywhere except here on the podcast. So, this week I have for you, from my book Blue, I Played for the Queen of All Elephants, Revised Edition. I played for the Queen of All Elephants. In the land of the distant dusty hue lived the Queen of the Elephants, sovereign of all pachyderms, first among the trumpeters, whose delight was in peace and learning, but above all else, music. Her wisdom was sought far and wide by all who walked on legs, both two and four. Her judgment was heeded by all, but only discarded by those reckless few, who sought to cast their lot out to the wind and reap the grit of their foolish reward. Her majesty was legend made flesh, bound in a hide unpierceable by word or blade. And though she held the inertia of ages in her bones, she was not unmovable. But when moved, she would transform the earth with the most subtle undulation of her regal trunk. Though her ivory tusks gleamed in the sun, perilously sharp in light and edge, she knew that war was folly, and those who chose to make war against her soon learned the depth of her conviction in their matter. And so she reigned in peace, immortal, unmovable. I was sent to play for her, the Queen, by repentant souls who had tasted enough of grit and sorrow. My fiddle and I, an overture. The appointed hour arose, a wonderful, awful appointment, when I was to play before her, she who was born to her instrument, I who played only for love. The fiddle rose and nestled against my chin, familiar soon with borrowed warmth. Her eye focused, locked with mine, as I pulled in my breath and placed my bow. I drew that bow across those long-worn strings, hesitant, concerned, laden with expectations. Before the Queen, I faltered and felt a nascent failure crawling, creeping up my back. Ever graceful, gracious, beauty and power in motion, she, the Queen, reset my instrument, offering a slight nod of regal encouragement. Breathlessly, I offered my song once more. This time she lifted her trunk, not in support, but to offer counterpoint. It haunts me to this day that I played for the Queen of All Elephants. But in the playing, she offered me a greater gift than I might ever think to offer. And so she reigned in peace, immortal, and moved. Again, that was I Played for the Queen of All Elephants, which you can find the first half of in my book, Blue. If you liked this poem, you can buy entire books of my poetry. Just visit my website, robertcmurray.com, and scroll down a bit past the stuff about my sci-fi novel series. I'm also on Twitter. I'm at Left Hand Rob, and I'd love to hear from you. And also, if Facebook is more your thing, I'm there as well. I'm Robert C. Murray Poet. While I'm at it, please be sure to subscribe to the podcast and leave a rating and review. Those go far to help even more people discover the podcast. Finally, please remember that all Black Lives Matter. You can check my blog, lefthandrob.net, for more information on how you can help support the cause. That's it for now. So until next time, this has been Left Hand Poetry.